Hello everyone and welcome back to the stream. How are you all doing? Anything of new? Anything of old? Anything at all? What's up guys? Here we are, back again, working on
was a ship that put to sea. The name of the
the
ship was the
ogre,
Billy-O-T. The winds blew hard, her bow dipped down. Below me, bully boys blow.
of the
Soon may the
final
wellerman
model of
come
the
to bring us
bunch.
sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She'd not been 2 weeks from shore when
So
down on
following
her a right whale
Monday's
bore. The
stream I
captain
did
called
put a
all
little
hands
bit
and
more
swore he'd take
highlights
that
on the
whale
face,
in tow.
and
Soon may the wellerman
I
come to
did do
bring
the
us sugar
highlighting
and tea
on the
and rum.
green and the
One
yellow.
day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Before the boat had hit the water,
I
the
might play around
whale's
with the
tail came up
green a
and
little bit
caught her.
more on
Once in
the
the side
breastplate
harpooned and
here on
fought
the
her
chest
when
plate.
she dived down low. Soon may the
Or I
wellerman
might
come to
just
bring us
leave it as
sugar and
is.
tea
I
and
don't know.
rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll
Either
take
way,
our leave and
today,
go.
on
No
today's
line was cut,
agenda at
no
least,
whale was
getting
freed. The
through the
captain's
brown
mind
and
was not on
possibly
greed, but he
the
belonged to the
metallics
whaleman's creed. She took that
would
ship in
make us
tow.
ready to
Soon
go.
may the wellerman come to
So
bring
might
us
as well
sugar
just
and tea
go
and
ahead
rum.
and get
One
right in
day
it.
when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. For 40 days or even more, the line went slack, then tight once more. Our boats were lost, there were only 4, and still that whale did go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. As far as I've heard, the fight's still on. The line's not cut and the whale's not gone. The wellerman makes his regular call to encourage the captain, crew, and all. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. Soon may the wellerman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
pretty much both of the remaining non-metallics and the metallics are straightforward, just a couple of layers of highlights. The browns will have a wash as usual for this project. After the highlighting has been done, I'll just coat them with Agrax Earthshade and Carolberg Crimson. The metallics will need a couple of layers just because the surface areas are larger for this guy than they were for the rest of the models, so a little bit more depth of color will be necessary. I did try to go for a sort of reflective surface on the yellows and the greens. I think it kinda comes through, like it registers a little like that. Like I said, the green on the chest plate probably needs a little bit more loving, as it came out a bit too sharp. Might need to smooth it down a touch. But it would look, it does the job already. It's a matter of whether or not I want to go through the extra time. To improve it somewhat. I might just as easily diminish the effect by trying to play around with it too much. And that would be not ideal. But I probably will address it at the end. And since these surfaces are supposed to be a leather, and I do wanna relay a bit of texture, it's okay if we are a little bit rougher with transitions and whatnot. In addition, the washes will smooth out some of the roughness anyway. That's fairly alright. Not be as meticulous and all that stuff. Just roughly sketch in some highlights that will double as texture. So let's actually do the belt. Then these things are gonna be a little bit less interesting to go through. And also, I'm not really sure about how to go about them. Beyond just quick and dirty edge highlight and a few chips and scratches on the inside, and that's probably what I'll end up doing it. I haven't used a natural bristles brush in a while. But it's kind of fun. This is a bigger model, so it pays off to go for the natural bristle here. Because it is a little bit more versatile. we're just cleaning up a bit of the gunk that these pots just love to generate. I am thinking about transferring them to dropper bottles. But we'll see. Just save myself a little bit of hassle in the future.
What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and
This is literally just gonna be edge highlighting whatever stands out. And I'm gonna place a few chips and things on the inside surface, whatever, as much as we can. And just apply the washes and good to go. The leather isn't supposed to be a focal point on this model anyway, so I am not going to work too much on it. Metallics should go quickly, but there is quite a bit of surface to cover, and I do need to go over it twice. I do have an idea about approaching the subject. Might work, might not. I'm leaving the rivets for now, because even though you can't tell on camera, they're gonna actually be gold metallics. actually casting a lot of shadow on myself. Oh, and the model that is not helping my cause. Okay, now for some random brush strokes there. Just to break up the color a little bit. Most of this is going to disappear with the washes, so it's not really that important, but it does that little extra layer of color that if you were to look closely into it, almost stippling at this point, which by the way is pretty bad for the brush, but it is what it is. Okay, now we can go over to the gloves, which is the last effect. I did shave off a nasty piece of lash on the thumb, and I haven't covered it up with the base coat, so let's quickly just do that. And no, I don't think it requires to be reprimed before painting it. Hey there, Harlequin. Sure thing. Not a problem at all. Who's playing? Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, now moving over to the other paw. Alright, I think that'll be that. Now we can go for the second highlight. And then the washes. Second highlight will be this golden brown.
You think you've got my number figured out? A motive born in drought and brevity. And if I'm not the soul of your design, I blatantly decline your remedy. Don't box me in, don't, or I'll leave. I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. I wasn't always just a single shade, a palette full of gray in reverie. And I can burn it brighter than the sun. I have a golden gun inside of me. Don't box me in, don't, or I'd rather be a dreamer. I'd rather
Well, this is a little bit on the bright side. I found that it obscures pretty well with the wash. Supposedly it's gonna bring decent look.
I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. Living every day in your head for free. You can tap away, but I will not hear you scream. You can break the keys, spread your toxicity, your world outside reality. In your room, a little hideaway, but you let it brew enough to go insane. Living in the dark hasn't treated you well. You're building your own prison cell. Hate, rage, don't waste it on me. Spite, life's telling you, don't waste it on me. Did I brush you off? Is it your lack of friends? We never met, even if you pretend. Am I in your debt? I don't owe you nothing. Don't say something you'll regret. Hate, rage, don't waste it on me. Spite, life's telling you, don't waste it on me. Hate, rage, don't waste it on me. Spite, life's telling you, don't waste it on me. Rage, don't waste it on me. Spite, life's telling you, don't waste it. I'm telling you, don't waste it. Life's telling you, don't waste it on me.
Interestingly enough, they went for all these intricate belt buckles for the smaller models and went for a super plain one on the big model. It's odd. a very non-TW thing to do. Miss out the opportunity to make a very intricate belt buckle, or buckle of any kind, really. How to, oh yeah, first add these things. Here, as this is a brighter color, I'm going to break up the highlighting a little bit. So I won't be edge highlighting the entirety of the edge. Just the bottom, and then snippets here and there. Again, in the attempt to create texture. And more of the same on the inside. Some pseudo stippling action. No problem, let me just take a better look at this. Because it seems to be longer than anticipated. 6 years striking new bottoms. Well, you know what they say. There may be a ceiling, but there sure as hell is no bottom. Can always go lower. Let me see though what exactly it is that you are referring to. Just let me finish with these draperies. I'll take a looky look. Alright. Let's see what this is all about. All pandemic panic. They are explaining how are protecting everyone, how everything is possible online, and still has to. You still have to go in person to give them a piece of paper printed in with the handwritten signature in order to get the academic export notice listing, whatever. Yeah, that's stupid. That's something that has never become logical in any way, shape, or form. These hand-signed documents that are absolutely pointless to be hand-signed by you, as in, there's literally no authority. And all of that is just because they have no actual computer infrastructure to generate this information. They are still living off of paperback. Yeah, I feel you with that. No one is giving a fuck. Well, in this particular case, like I said, they just don't have the technical capacity to compensate. Not my problem is the motto. Yep, yep, yep. This is what happens with pretty much most older institutions that just don't want to keep up with the times. Yeah, but still, if you take a university or institute that has a better infrastructure, or well, an existing infrastructure, all of this can be done digitally in a matter of minutes. I remember when I switched from I got my bachelor's in the Sofia Uni, and then moved to New Bulgarian Uni for a master's, and the difference was just staggering. Such elementary services that I had to spend days waiting on queues. At Sofia University, I did from home, from the comfort of this chair, in minutes. And they need, yeah, like I said, that hand signature is absurd because it means absolutely nothing. Like, how can that information be abused so that it would require you to put down your hand signature? It means nothing in this case. It's just a stupid process. Oh, dear God. Oh. And it should be the other way around, right? So their database should be the main database, and your booklet should be the reference material. Should be the excerpt from it. Yes, and in the pandemic with the masks and all that, yeah, bureaucracy is just always gonna be half a century behind everything else. That's just how it's gonna be. It's ridiculous. I absolutely agree. And not only that, but they have absolutely zero respect for any time that you actually have to spend there. They are like under the assumption that you can just live on these campuses in the university. You can just stay there all day, no, not a problem. No one has to do anything else. That's what really bothers me as well. I'll have to check if they put in my online achievements. Yeah. If they managed to correctly manually copy and paste, well, not copy and paste, just literally copy the information. And if there's a mistake there, then, well, go ahead and try to tell them that they made a mistake. even if it's blatantly obvious. Was made online and not sure if they get the grade. Oh, for fuck's sake. And yeah, so fingers crossed, I guess, because that's the only thing we can do, right? Let's just hope that they do. Every professor is making his own way on different platforms. Of course, because they have the pseudo authority. Yeah. Also, I think that there should be a mechanism to actually keep check on the professor's credentials. Because there are a bunch of disciplines in which professors have not refreshed their knowledge in decades and are actively teaching things that are just old and incorrect. And there is absolutely no instance that actually controls this. So they prance around like kings and some feudal lords based on knowledge and skills that have not been maintained in decades, effectively making them dangerous in some cases. Yeah, I'm just throwing it out there because it is a thing and it's something that has pestered me as well. Granted, they don't have much of a stimulation to do that either, but still, you've taken on the responsibility, you should carry it out. Anyway. Fingers crossed, and I hope that everything works out alright and that the grades get placed correctly and that you can move on to the next stage of whatever is about to happen. Have any practicality? Yeah. True. To a better place in a convenient way if possible. Well, again, I hope it works out. Do you have any ideas? Have you been looking for alternatives? Medical Uni in Sofia. You can also try Sofia University has a relatively new medical what would you call it? Department. Zagora Vet Medicine. I mean, might be a bit inconvenient for traveling, but it's also an option. I don't know. I can go to study, nothing holding me here. Okay. That's a situation then, sure. But I have heard that if you try for the medical department in Sofia University, it's fairly not too hard to go through the whole thing, to graduate, that is. Like you can sort of speed through it a little bit, if that does have any importance. Or at least it used to be when it was brand new, because they wanted qualified. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Because I had a few people, I knew a few people that were there in the first classes, and they were actively being pushed towards graduation. They should, I don't know. At any rate, I haven't been looking into the details or specifics of it, but maybe check it out. I mean, it's an option. Because the actual medical university, I know that the actual getting into it part is very difficult, just on the basis of the amount of applicants. Did not work amazing. Oh well. Have some years in medical university, the exam to get into wouldn't be that difficult. Yeah, the exam itself shouldn't be monstrous, but like I said, just the amount of people trying to get in make it a difficult place. These are the 3 places I will try to contact and ask. All right, okay. Again, fingers crossed, and good luck with it. Rough month recently again with not being able to do anything. Like motivation-wise? Keep in mind though that with the, like, you know, month's time, it's going to be about springtime, and spring wariness might kick in, so it would be a good idea to take measures to sort of counteract that if at all possible. So I don't know about you, but it usually hits me pretty hard. So if you're on a roll anyway, maybe look into trying to do something. And then cannot do it for nearly 30 days. It's kill. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. There is something, like, I've been feeling it lately as well. Maybe it's the weather along with other personal things. But it's there. I don't know. I don't really know how to effectively deal with it. Apart from keeping yourself busy with random things. It's hard. I know. I know the feeling. Maybe look for something new, some sort of new distraction or something, I don't know. Something that you've never tried before. Just to give you a little bit of a kickstart. Random things for years. Fair enough. Honestly, the closest thing I've been able to find as a solution for myself has been to keep busy on a schedule-like basis. And even that isn't 100%. And that's pretty much all I can say, really. Distractions are my curses. Fewer distractions. Okay. Yeah, that's also true. There does come a time when there is a moment where your entire itinerary is full of things that aren't really things, but you have accepted them as such. Yeah, I don't know. Unfortunately, I'm not good with advices, especially not in that direction. Tried going cold turkey several times from different things, so I cannot get into the important thing. Yeah, because the actual destruction isn't the problem, in my opinion. The problem comes from lack of motivation and just lack of inertia. Getting that traction, that velocity to keep you productive. Because once you get into the rut, it's really, really hard to get out. I know that for a fact. And as usual, this went way too bland. But it's fine. It's not supposed to be eye-catching anyway. I'll be going away for a series. See ya, dude, and have a good rest of your evening. And again, good luck with the endeavors and undertakings. Well, the leather got a little bit fucked up, sadly. But here's what we're gonna do. The overall brightness of the model has yet to show itself because of, well, the biggest surface area is the actual metallics. So once we go over those, I'll be able to actually gauge the vibrancy and brightness of the model and see if I will need to touch up the leather and enforce some contrast. Apart from that, we are good to move ahead. I should really stop. Maybe this case, I don't know. Maybe if I had used the transparents in this case instead of the washes would have been a better choice. Yeah, but it's done. Moving along. So going for another brush here, gonna go for a synthetic because I'm gonna need a stiffer bristle and less absorption of paint. We're actually gonna go back to the dark silver that was used for the initial base coat. We're gonna bring some of that back up and then gonna go with the pure silver for the ultimate highlight on the metallics, on the silver metallic, the gray metallics, and then for the golds, again gonna restore some of the initial color with what was it? Balthazar gold, Vienna gold, Balthazar gold, and then finish it up with the rich gold from Pro Acryl. Yep. But before we do that, I'm gonna take a quick 2-minute break to stretch my legs and move around a little bit. And then we'll be alright back Reno. See you in a couple. we're back. Now, let's do some shaking. As per tradition, metallics need to be shook quite a bit, shaken quite a bit more. Alternatively, I can actually use the GW lead belcher. For an in-between color. Can I do that instead of this? Yeah, let's put good old lead belcher to use, shall we? And that'll do it. Need quite a bit. And let's start off. Technically, and this is something that I will be implementing in future projects. I should have done this in a different order. I should have built up the color first, and then instead of going for a wash, go for a transparent or just a glaze. I believe it would have done a much better job, as this will bring too much fake looking contrast, if you get my drift, like if it makes sense. I'm trying to make it as scratchy and irregular as possible, so that it wouldn't look too fake, but I think that ship has kind of sailed. But whatever. At the very least, it's not a stage that requires too much precision. We should be able to go through with it relatively quickly. I did end up ordering the light box. Oh, a light box, anyway. Should be here in about a couple of weeks. Which point I hope to have been completed this project so I can finally start to take some pictures again and show you what's up. Possibly make the things look a little bit more realistic, because as you can see, well, you probably can't, but this is very much not the correct color calibration. Palette doesn't exactly look like this, but I can never ever adjust the white balance correctly, so just keep in mind that there are differences between what you see and what the actual colors are. I mean, green is still green and all that, don't get me wrong, it's not that much of a difference, but the saturation, the vibrancy is a little bit off. I'm really curious as to how the metallics are going to come through after I apply. Maybe I should actually bother to smooth these out. Nah. Because the matte varnish is going to emphasize the sharpness of transitions. We'll see. If it looks too bad, you can just go with a less matte varnish over the metallics. It's gonna be a chore, but this particular model is large enough to warrant such a bit of extra care. Because it really wouldn't matter all that much on the rest of the team. Either way, we will see. Would you like to see me do the boring locking on the bases? And putting in the transfers for the numbers of the team players and whatnot? Or are you already tired of seeing these models and want to start a new, the next project? Do let me know in the comments, because while it wouldn't take too long, it is 19 models, and in and of itself might warrant some extra time, as in it will accumulate. But yeah, let me know in the comments or in chat, or in any of the socials, whether or not you want to see the last finishing bits, or do you want to see something brand new and fresh? Because I can always do the last bits off stream. What will be left is the flocking, meaning the placement of the static grass. The drawing of the field lines over the grass and the bases, and applying the numbered decals, the models, and also the varnishing, although that's spraying stuff with something that cannot be seen with transparent substances, so I highly doubt it would be of any interest to anyone. So yeah, if anyone's actually watching these uploads, or is currently watching the stream, feel free to let your opinions known. State your opinions. Why have I been having such trouble talking lately? I'm having trouble to word. Again, this is supposed to slightly raise the color into the silvers. And I'm gonna go over it once again with an even brighter silver. And then it's the golds, and hopefully that will be good enough. Now, my volumetric highlighting is absolute garbage, so please don't hate me. I'm basically just roughly sketching and drafting shit that's more likely to be cool rather than accurate, especially when working with metallics. Double, especially if we're working with true metal metallics, as is the case. Trying to add bits and pieces of secondary reflections, but they are both placed wrong, and drawn wrong, so don't mind those. At any rate, I think that it will work with the 1 foot, 3 foot, whatever test. Hold out for a gaming miniature. And the face, I kind of like how it came out. The rest, not so much. I went for the blue wash for the silver metallics because I wanted to give it a little bit of a steelier look. Fortunately, as I already mentioned, that should have been a earlier stage. Well, later stage actually. The implementation of this wash. Oh, cool. Yeah, so the light box has been dispatched and is estimated to arrive on March 8th, which is fine. Oh, and also another thing that I got is a vertical mouse. So I've been having some wrist issues. During the work portion of the day, and I saw that that's supposed to be something that's good for you. Well, not the pains, the vertical mouse. So I found one that's relatively cheap. I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm bringing the topic up because that's the other notification that I got that this is going to be delivered tomorrow. And if it works, I might invest in a gaming version of it. For a little bit. extra cash. Because I saw that there were some affordable ones for gaming as well, but still more expensive and actually need to give it a try, because I haven't tried any of those ergonomic mice for 'em. So next week I'll probably be able to give you some feedback on that, or an update rather, in the off chance that you are actually interested in things like that. Something that worries me here, and something that I have actually noticed before, is sometimes when you go too lightly with the metallics, even though they kind of look good right now, in terms of the sharpness of the color transition, when you apply the varnish over it at the end, it turns out that you have only been reinstating the shine of the metal, so just the reflective flake that's in the paint, and none of the actual color of the paint. And that's the other reason I used a blue wash to sort of force it to be different in terms of pure color. So even just restoring the shine would still bring different color into the mix. But again, final confirmation will come once we get through the varnishing stage. Probably should have just dry brushed. Would have been fine. I actually want to paint. Oh. So here you have it, layer 1 of the metallics. Bit rough here and there, but it is what it is. See if we can smooth it out real quick. Just tiny bit. Just ever so slightly. Yeah, kind of. Okay. That was a level 1. Level 2. Level 2, we have just pure silver from, again, acryl. Lead voucher did pretty alright, I think. I might take that into consideration for future use. Question is, will I have time to go over the golds as well? Maybe. I hurry it along a little bit. Should be within a reason. Hey, the foodie. Going along rather alright, I think. This is the last mini of the team. Nice, thank you. And I'm just working out the metallics, and then it's just up to the basing and decals, and the whole team is very much done. Finally. So, final stretch, pretty much. How's it going over on your side? Anything of new? How you doing? Cobain's been here working at painting 1 hour or so. Nice! Chores and errands, but then paint. Yep, that's pretty much the usual way things are chronologically ordered in. I usually leave painting for the last thing of the day as well, just to completely unwind. Next paint. Next paint is the Gears of War tabletop So it's a board game slash miniatures game hybrid from Fantasy Flight. And it has a bunch of pretty cool plastic minis that I have been wanting to paint for a long time. And I'm gonna play around with those. There are 4... Yeah, I think they're 28s. They're pretty close. Actually, let me show you a few. Well, there they are. This is pretty much what we get. The detail is actually a lot crisper than it comes off on the camera. There are a lot of creases in the textured materials, such as cloth and leather and shit. Let's compare them. This is a... Yeah, I never got to play those. I recently bought Gears 5. And I'm looking forward to getting some time to play it. But yeah, this is the Star Player. That's 28mm. And this is how they compare size-wise. So yeah, I think they're 28s. Now I can't get the dude back into... Yeah, they're pretty nice. The actual fact that there is so much clumped on detail makes me want to try out some contrast style paints. See if I can get some quick, decent results and have them painted on. There are also some, like this dude's Berserker model. Like, you can see I can actually even play around with wet blending on this. The brutes, yeah, sorry. Like I said, really aware of the terminology. The game, the board game itself is actually pretty fun. It is out of print, but if you like the theme, it's actually very, very nice. Rule set, really easy to play. You have actions based on a hand of cards, and the amount of cards also represents your health. It's cooperative against a stack of AI cards. Actually pretty fun to play. Yeah, really decent minis. I think they do warrant some paint on them. These guys as well. And they barely need any cleanup as well. Like, they have surprisingly clean off the mold. Pretty solid. Like, you can see some mold lines here and there that need to be scraped out, but really few, and most of them are on the underneath. Yeah, and they're solid. They're not hollow. They're solid chunks of plastic. Yeah, so that's coming up next. Probably next week. I'll be starting them off. Mold injected. Yep. Much. Ouch. Really, really nice cast. It's a Fantasy Flight game, so probably the same quality that you get for most Fantasy Flight stuff. But again, the game itself, is pretty solid as well. Yo, Mark, what's up? Sorry, didn't notice you because name color is kind of the same. Skeletor got main sporting guns and not a spear. Solid. What's up, Mark? That was way too much paint. Got excited, I guess. Liking the Pro Acryl? Absolutely. Got dragged into a work issue, should have logged off. Oh, did you do the 5-minute thing? When you're like, nothing can possibly come in like 5 minutes before the shift ends, right? I really want to set, but don't want to drop 80 on the base. Yeah, they do ramp up in terms of price. But I've been liking them quite a bit. I haven't been using them too much because I'm trying to use up most of what I have for from Citadel. But they're pretty solid. Yeah, the price point is a bit. I mean, the price point itself isn't that bad, and considering that they have about twice the amount of paint per pot compared to even the expansions looking interesting. I don't really need paint. Just want to try them. Yeah. $4 per bottle. Yeah, so the Pro Acryls are 22 mil, and Citadel is 12. So yeah, almost twice the amount of paint. The metallics are pretty good if you want to start off with those, or maybe just some primaries. I don't know. I honestly don't know what to necessarily recommend, but they excel for mostly for glazing in my experience, so whatever you would be picking out for glazing, maybe start off there. Also, you don't have to go for the sets. I think that if you just get the same amount of paints as they are in the sets, regardless of the kind of paint, the coupon, so to speak, applies. The discount is the word I was fishing for. Sorry, I've been having issues to word recently. Don't know what's happening. Also get a light box coming in next week. So I'll start taking some pictures again of the models and posting them. I will breathe a little bit of life into the somewhat dead Instagram, because my Instagram has been lifeless for quite a while now. don't really know what I'm doing right now, but yeah, that was rough. Damn. As usual, if anyone wants to show off any of their own current works in progress or completed stuff, don't hesitate to boost them right up. Off to do some work. Have a good stream. Thank you for dropping by, and good luck with the chores. Hopefully they'll be done easily and quickly, so you can order yourself some nice and relaxing paint time. It's alright, man. Can I fix this disgusting harshness? Apparently, yes. Haha. Alright, next up. Okay, getting there, getting there. I should stop rushing. I don't know why I started to rush. Getting all sloppy. Probably would have looked better if I had treated the metallics after building up the contrast. He's so shiny. And you can still tell, like, even out of focus, you can still tell the green and yellow have some dominance. Although we are about to go for the gold. And the gold is usually the one that screws things up, so let's see that as well. Got about half an hour, but I think it's worth it to push it a little bit more just to get them done. Get the actual painting bit done. Because the gold is fairly quick to do, I think. Shouldn't take too long, so might as well go for it. Could have probably come in with a brighter gold for this first pass. Whatever. Then the rich gold is going to make a little bit too hard of it. I wonder if they will mix. That might be the solution. Yeah, let's see if they'll mix. It'll be an interesting experiment. Or maybe just go with copper. All the rest are gold. Might as well. Yeah, actually, they will mix. How about that? Now you're probably asking yourself, then why? Why did I not try this earlier? Well, because I'm a dumbass. That would have helped so much with the others. Damn. Oh, well. Just a bit of pure gold. On top. Exactly the color I needed. Oh, dearie me. When will I ever learn? second playlist we've gone through today. But if nothing else, I think I finally discovered a good recipe for gold. I will abuse it to shit. Hello, Harlequin. Just putting on some finishing touches. So I won't be... Just a few golds to punch up. We'll be done. Such as... Okay, did I miss anything? Front, no, side, no, back. No. Well, how about that? Actually, done. You're right on time, dude. Awesome. Well, that'll be that, and that is all of the Bretonians and Imperial nobility now painted. Let me know again if you'd like to see me do the basing and that sort of, in my case, afterthought stuff. Apart from that, next Monday we are off to the Gears of War miniatures from the Gears of War board game by Fantasy Flight. And until then, thank you all for coming along and keeping me company. Keep doing what you love and loving what you do. I've been BrettsNobles, and I will see you again real soon. Bye bye for now. Have a good one.